Bing bong.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Paddock Talk. I am Kyle,
And I'm Scott.
and we took last weekend off. I was too busy partying and getting drunk to remember to record, but we're back this week, Scott, to do a little breakdown of Spain, get over some news, and then go right into Austria coming up this weekend.
Is it partying, or is it more mourning the loss of, another possible points finish for Aston Martin in your beloved Lance Stroll?
Oh, there's no possibility of a points finish for Aston Martin right now. You're aiming high with that possibility term being thrown around as just a quick hit on Spain. I think in Q1, when they were eliminated, the Aston Martins, they were 4 seconds off the pace. So just as slow as a fucking snail right now, Aston Martin. But everything's looking up eventually. I thought they were going to be doing good in Barcelona, like I had mentioned last week. But they did not do good in Barcelona at all. And they didn't bring any upgrades still. Um, but no, things get better eventually, Scott.
That is actually a disrespect to snails out there to actually compare a Aston Martin being slower than one. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But I just figured you were partying it up just because of the lack of, you know, money spent by Big Daddy Lawrence Stroll.
Oh yeah. But going over Spain a little bit, I don't know how much you had on Spain, Scott, that you wanted to get into. But the start, I don't know if you remember the start at all. Red Bull still having a little trouble on their starts. Isaac Hadjar dropped like 10 or 12 positions right off the start, falling from what, 6th to like 14th or something like that. So he had a terrible start right off the hop. Mercedes has actually looked decent on the starts recently. They seem to be a little bit even with Lewis right off the start, as I think George had pole and Kimi was on third. George split them, or Lewis split them in qualifying. So no, the Mercedes looking a little bit better off the starts.
Yeah, it was George on pole with Lewis second and Kimmy third. So, yeah, because the blue helmet was back. He was announcing his presence with authority to Mercedes so he doesn't get traded back to Williams for like a cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, definitely. No one would want that, especially George, because Williams is an overweight pig again and very slow. But a lot of.
So sad.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so sad for Williams, but yeah, you're correct. Isaac Hadjar did drop severely. I don't think Max dropped too bad. It was just Hadjar having the issue off the start.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go ahead. You were on a roll. Go ahead and preach, brother.
Yeah, there were a lot of DNFs throughout Spain. I'm kind of skipping ahead here, but I did want to get the DNFs out of the way. Lance stopped on lap 5, so that that Aston Martin only made it 5 laps before the gearbox gave out. Valtteri
Finally, I
stopped.
actually got a pick right, by the way.
Yeah.
I picked him last place, so
Did you?
he finally, the chosen one has fucking come back to form. So
Oh,
thank you, Lance, for actually getting one of my picks right. But go ahead, Kyle.
he finally did something right. Valtteri ended up stopping on lap 15. I didn't have written down what had happened to him. Nico Hulkenberg stopped on lap 29, and I can't remember if this was the race where it was kind of a crazy situation. I don't know if you remember what happened with Hulkenberg, Scott, at all. Um, but I think a car ahead of him had gone through gravel and threw it up at his car, and some of the gravel hit his emergency stop, and his car shut down. I think that was.
100% correct. I can't remember who the car was ahead of him. I want to say it was an Alpine, but yeah, like shot gravel went through like a bullet, and yeah, like Pierce's emergency stop, and the car just shut off. It was so weird. Like I don't think I've ever seen something like that. I've seen gravel break a finger because Roman Grosjean years back had a piece of gravel kick and he broke his finger while driving. So yeah, it was just so random. But I want to say it was one of the Alpines that kicked off. I want to say it was Carla Pinto.
Mm, Colapinto always around this kind of stuff. Um, but to no one's surprise, Fernando Alonso also DNF'd 37. That Aston Martin just couldn't get anything done. Alex Albon also DNF'd. I could not find out why or what lap it even happened. Ollie Behrman DNF'd, Antonelli DNF'd, and then Charles DNF. So a lot of DNFs throughout Spain, Scott. This has this
Well,
been?
Albon like parked it and then all of a sudden went back on track because he finished 11 laps down.
Oh, he did finish.
So, yeah, so he went back on track for some odd reason, but he was 11 laps down
Oh, weird.
when he returned on track. Yeah, because the first time I watched it, I mean, come on, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. No, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I had to be at work at 11, so I had it on, fell back asleep, and I was listening to it until like the last 20 laps until another Aston Martin made the race better
hmm
with Fernando Alonso's DNF because that's when the race got a little bit greasy. And yeah, so we'll say, yeah, when Alonso DNF, the virtual safety car came out, Lewis Hamilton hit his third, I believe that's when he hit his third pit stop. And like the Ferrari L plan was in effect.
hmm
But yeah, you're right. Plenty of DNFs going around. But yeah, Albon did come back on track for the last
Okay.
little bit.
Yeah, I just had him as a DNF because, like you said, I had seen the plus 11 laps on one website and then just a DNF on another. So just other sources. But yeah, bringing up Lewis, I also want to go back to one of the DNFs and Nico's on lap 29 because lap 29 was also the lap Lewis pit, I think, for the first time or second, or he came up behind Oscar and then ended up overtaking him because Oscar was still on hard tires and ended up with the net race of the lead. Um, so again, just a good strategy, like you had just mentioned from Ferrari. And then Fernando, yeah, his DNF brought out the VSC, and Lewis would end up pitting again with less time lost. Um, is this the first time we've ever seen Ferrari strategy work to a T, Scott? Them not screw themselves over the last couple seasons?
It's been 84 years since Ferrari has actually not fucked up a strategy. No, this is literally the first time I can remember recently where they have not screwed the pooch on a strategy. And maybe that's Lewis Hamilton, like saying, yo, guys, I got this. I'm the wily vet. Listen to me. If I say I'm pitting, I'm pitting. Maybe this is his Sonny Hayes personality coming through. This is plan C. This is combat or chaos. And it worked to a T. Like Lewis Hamilton was on a premium strategy, and the result or showed for itself.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it has not been showing for his teammate Charles the last couple weekends. Obviously, getting that multi-year extension, we don't know how many years or how many children Ferrari signed over to Charles to get him to stay. Um, but Charles, he hit the wall in qualifying, and he had a breakdown in the race. Like I just went over, it was a hydraulic issue. He just drove off track. He's been having issues with those brakes, but it just seems like he's been having all the issues at Ferrari, and I think like you had mentioned, Scott, just maybe Lewis coming into the team is kind of maybe already shifted their focus more towards Lewis for this generation of cars, and Charles was just having like difficulties with a lot of that. So he's been having a tough time of it lately.
100%. By the way, I had my mic muted, and
hmm
you said when he had the breakdown on track, I literally want to just unmute my mic and go, "Oh, an emotional breakdown because he drives for Ferrari." But 100%, he has just not figured this car out. I think Lewis, he's been racing for almost 20 years now, and he's used to different variations of cars. These cars are lighter, they're nimbler. I've said all year round, I would love to see an old school engine in these cars because I just think this is what Lewis has grew up on racing. These shorter, lightweight, narrower cars. More of a driver's car where you can kind of manhandle it. And it's just showing he hasn't lost it. Almost, he's going to be 41 years old in 1 week.
hmm
He's still got this. And just Charles is not picking it up. And I guess I don't know what the DNF was for Charles,
If
but it was the last lap. If was it the last lap of the race? Because Antonelli went out. I could have sworn on the last lap as well with the power unit issue.
Yeah, so Charles in my notes, I have him going out on lap 62 and Kimi on 61. So yeah, Kimi and George were fighting pretty hard late in the race, and that Mercedes battery is overheating extremely in dirty air. We saw them battling in Monaco maybe when George had the DNF, or the race before in Canada. So again, that Mercedes battery is having a lot of difficulties in dirty air and just overheating and shutting the car down, which was Kimi's issue. Charles's issue was actually a hydraulic leak, and he did go wide and drive over the gravel pretty hard a couple laps prior to his failure. So I don't know if that might have been a source of the leak, but it was a hydraulic issue for Charles. Oh, no, no, no. He had loss of power steering when he went off, so he was already facing the hydraulic issues. My bad. Because I remember him saying it was a loss of power steering there. Um, so that was Charles' issue. But yeah, Kimi DNFing, which would lead to Lando being bumped up, I believe, and Scott, our first all-British podium since 1968, with Lewis getting his first win for Ferrari.
I said it better myself, but yeah, Lewis Hamilton winning the race. A little tidbit too, as well. We're talking about this is Hamilton's first ever Grand Prix win for Ferrari. When Michael Schumacher joined Ferrari so many years ago, his first win of Ferrari was in Spain. Lewis Hamilton's in Spain. I think it is a connection. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Lando Norris is your podium. I know we talked about this in the pre-show. Can you tell me who those drivers were that the last all-British podium in 1968? I want to see if you were
Uh,
paying attention what we're talking about.
I did. It was Jackie Stewart, Graham Hill,
All right.
and I'm trying not to look at the photo. My third one. I can't remember the third. Dang it! I'm not gonna waste time.
John
Surtees.
Surtees. So yeah, Jackie Stewart, Graham Hill, and then John Surtees, the United States Grand Prix in 1968. Well, okay, I'm just making sure you're paying attention. I know you were trying to slide in a
I,
possible. You were trying to slide in one of those sneaky fucker uh, questions to me, and I knew it. So I was just making sure you're paying attention, buddy.
I was trying to slide in some trivia on you. But no, just going
No,
back.
yeah, so Max Verstappen finished fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, as Isaac Hadjar sixth, first car lap down, Pierre Gasly, Liam Lawson, Arvid Lindblad, and Franco Colapinto were your top 10. Sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to give the top 10 rundown.
Oh yeah, no, no, you're good. Franco Colapinto getting in there on the top 10 again. He's been pretty consistent this season, and we're not going to get to our news quite yet, but again, Lewis finishing first, Kimi DNFing, no points for him. So Lewis has cut the lead in the championship to 41 points now, Scott. Um, is he in this thing for real to win the drivers' championship this season with for Ferrari? You think?
I think so. Kimi Antonelli's still young. I think he's gotten lucky a couple times this season with these wins. Lewis Hamilton's hungry. He wants that drive for eight. George Russell, I honestly think it's going to be a battle between Russell and Lewis. I think Antonelli is going to kind of come down to earth. And I think it's going to be a battle between Lewis and George. Everybody else is so far back right now. Leclerc is almost 50 points back behind his teammate. Norris and Piastri are almost 60 points back. Unless something happens and the Mercedes just take a shit halfway through the year and then Ferrari does the same, I think it's going to be a Ferrari Mercedes battle, but I think it's going to be George and Lewis.
Yeah, that's fair, Scott, because my betting app does have Mercedes as the favorite right now, even with all the upgrades we've been hearing about, even for Ferrari still, because they're somehow underpowered and getting advanced upgrade time through the A2O or whatever it's called. But no, Mercedes is still the favorite going into Austria here. So I feel like before we get into that, though, we should probably hit some news we've missed. I don't know if you have a longer bit of news than I do, um, but Nikola Solov, so I think he's Bulgarian. I can't quite remember where he's from. Upcoming driver, but he's been guaranteed a seat at Racing Bulls for next season. So the math's not adding up here. Only two seats, three drivers signed. So I think Liam Lawson, well, clearly he's not going to be returning to Racing Bulls, so he might be completely out of a seat in F1 because it was reported that Lawson would take Max's seat if he leaves, but I honestly don't see Max leaving, even though there's all the talk about it. So I don't know if you have anything to say on that. But I assume Liam Lawson just won't be back in F1 next season, maybe in a reserve driver role. But we'll see.
I don't know how you cannot keep him because Lindblad is in his rookie year and he's doing relatively well in his rookie campaign. I mean, both Racing Bull drivers are doing pretty good. Lindblad's 13th right now with 13 points, and Liam Lawson's 10th with 28 points. I think if Lawson, though, if he continues to have an output and finishes in the top 10, do you kick him out of that car? And uh, for a rookie, I can't see it. If Lawson, I can say was 0 points, not finishing races or doing dumb decisions, then yeah, go ahead, swap him out for a rookie, have a rookie and a second year driver. But since Lawson's taken a demotion to Racing Bulls, he's proven to be a consistent hand, not really wrecking cars, which is great. You know, don't wreck a car, it saves the team money. Saving the team money means you can develop it in other places. I don't see how you can kick him out. But again, there's only 4 seats. You can't add him. Like, is he going to be a reserve driver? Do you kick Yuki Tsunoda out and make the new kid a reserve driver until a seat does possibly open down the road if Max leaves? Or say Hadjar can't handle the Red Bull pressure by next year and he goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
Red Bull always has this issue of too many drivers and not enough seats. It's never a bad issue. But yeah, I honestly I can't see them kicking Lawson out. Me personally, I don't think you can kick Lawson out if he's doing so good. Now, if they maybe go to another team and say, "Hey, how about you take Lawson from us so we can promote this rookie guy?" Then go ahead. But I honestly don't see how you can kick Lawson to the curb after he's been so productive with the Racing Bulls car.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of fair points, Scott. I just yeah, I don't know if they would get rid of Lindblad, and I don't know why they would confirm it so early. I haven't heard much of Solov from before this, so I don't know if he's been destroying F2 or F3 or wherever he's racing right now. But yeah, it just seems a little odd to
F2.
me. Okay. I
Yeah,
should have
he's
looked up
F2. He's
his standings before, but
yeah, he's doing really well in F2. Let me pull
okay.
the standings real quick.
But yeah, again, going back to Lawson, I get he is consistent. I feel like maybe Red Bull just hasn't maybe seen the development out of him that they were hoping for, even though it has been a
Yeah, he's
couple
second.
years and
He's
he's still
second in F2 standings right now. Six
okay.
points behind Gabriel Mini
Okay,
for first.
nice. Um, so yeah,
Sorry to
Lawson.
interrupt you.
No, 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 you're good. I just yeah, maybe Red Bull they are quite impatient with their drivers, and maybe Lawson just hasn't shown the development as a top tier driver they were hoping for. Or maybe driving style too. It seems like they really like Isaac and his driving style. A bit more aggressive, even though Lawson is quite aggressive as well. Red Bull actually really likes aggressive drivers. It seems like just Max, Isaac, Lawson. But no, not to ramble on Liam Lawson, but yeah, he's so far out of his seat for next year.
Poor guy. Like I said, like I just can't see how they can kick him out of a car. But I'm also not a millionaire looking over the stat sheets and saying, "Hey, Lindblad gives us this type of strategy for the car, and Liam doesn't." So,
hmm
but yeah, what's next on the news? Since you actually have it written down.
I did not have. That's like the only thing I had written down, to be honest with you, news-wise. A lot of teams are bringing upgrades to Austria. I know we are moving on to Austria next. The Kill Ullman, I believe his name is, YouTube channel. He did a really good video on all the upgrades the teams are bringing. Um, Cadillac is supposed to be bringing a major upgrade. Um, what is it? I think Aero and Engine. I
Sorry,
think this is the first time
it's
the
a
Sorry,
side
go ahead.
pod and, from what I read, side pod and big floor, like major side pod and major floor upgrades for the Cadillac.
Okay. I think this is the first time we're going to be seeing engine upgrades too this season, um, except for Aston Martin, because I think they're still waiting till Hungary to release their B spec car or whatever they're going to call it, the Aston Martin shitbox 2. But you know, Cadillac's supposed to be bringing a pretty major upgrade. I think Audi as well is supposed to be bringing a major upgrade, so look out for those teams to possibly score points. Maybe not Cadillac, but you know.
Hey, they were in the points in Monaco until Checo got the one of the bullshit speeding penalties. Or no, I'm sorry, it was a restart penalty. He was part of the whole deal. So hey, Caddy almost had points. They almost had a point until it was taken away.
McLaren's also bringing a Macarena wing. They're only testing a Macarena wing in Austria. I don't know if you saw that, Scott, but they're not actually debuting it until the end of the season, which doesn't really make sense to me because it seems like the Macarena wings are actually working quite well on the rear wings, for Ferrari at least, and I know Red Bull's adopted it maybe full time now, but I don't know why McLaren would just be testing it here and then bringing it later on in the season, unless that's just them lying.
It could be, or maybe they just want to make sure it is 100% legal in how they want to use it,
Hmm.
because both McLaren cars seem to be relatively stout with the Mercedes engine, and a little bit of aero help. I mean, could help them possibly get top three or top four in the drivers' championship. So,
Hmm.
I think they're looking further down the road instead of a quick fix.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's about all the news I had though, leading up. I don't know if you had anything else in the back of your mind.
Come on, what about the big news?
I forgot
You don't
already.
want to talk about the big. You don't want to talk about the big rumor, El Plan going back to
No,
Alpine.
no. It was no.
Fernando Alonso saying, "I'm fucking done with you, Stroll. I'm fucking done with your stupid little kid. I'm going back to France. I'm going back to Alpine and say, screw you guys." I mean, that is one of the rumors. Like, he is one of the drivers who needs to make up his mind. So I'm reading an article on F1 as of right now that he is setting the drivers market right now. He wants to race past this year. His contract is up with Aston Martin at the end of this year. Do they re-sign him or does he go somewhere else? Alpine seems to be the logical choice. He's been there, fuck, how many times? He won two championships with Renault, before they became Alpine. He's had two stints with Renault, one stint as an Alpine driver when he came back to F1 to end his career with the team that started him, that they started with. I think would be great.
Yeah. I I was kind of thinking who Alpine would want to get rid of because Colapinto seems good. You really think they would get rid of Gasly just to have Fernando race for one season and a possible
Well,
Alpine that can't compete? I just
one thing we know about Alpine: if you're French, you're in, and if you ain't, you out. And I'm sorry, Carla Pinto, you ain't French, buddy. You out.
yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, no.
yes, he has been doing. No, he has been doing okay, but you got to think last year he was on a he was on a clock. He was being watched by Flavio Briatore, and I could say the same would be this year. Like, hey, you have a chance to bring Fernando Alonso to your team, who we've seen in a decent car can get you consistent points. Gasly's not going anywhere. He just got his podium trophy from Monaco and possibly might have it taken away because everybody else is now. That's just a whole shit show in general.
Yeah.
Uh, but regardless, Alpine is fighting is top mid team right now. Is top of the midfield. Why wouldn't you want to go to Alpine? Like, and yeah, Calapinto's gone. Like, that's a given. Like, if it's Fernando Alonso saying I'm coming over, like, Briatore has no issues kicking Carlo Pinto to a reserve driver role just to get him gone.
No, he's always down for making the greasy move, Briatore that is. Um But no, no, yeah, that makes sense. Like I was thinking about it, and yeah, Colapinto probably would be the one to go. He's been linked to other teams. I think ever since he drove for Williams those couple races, he's been linked there. Even though Williams is garbage, I feel like other teams have probably inquired about Colapinto as well. Yeah, I don't know. No, everything's right in the universe. Alpine's back to being just the middling team alone. Um, but we can probably move on news-wise if
Oh
that's
yeah,
all you
I'm
got.
I'm done. So I guess we can talk about Austria.
Yeah, yeah. Like we've been kind of saying, a lot of teams are bringing upgrades. Red Bull is also bringing a major upgrade, and this is a track that they usually do pretty well at. And Max, if he doesn't
Well,
have
they kind of own
any
the track,
issues,
so
yeah.
they really need to, they need to actually perform here. They're looking for a points position.
Oh yeah, and I think Max will probably be the one to get that as long as the car doesn't shut down on him. I think in Kill Omen's video, it said that Red Bull shed like 6 to 7 kilograms of weight. And I know being overweight was a large issue they've had this season, so I'm kind of eyeing Red Bull to be pretty competitive here, and Max specifically.
I don't know what that is. I'm American. I don't know what kilograms is. Is that a lot?
I think that's
Isn't that
close to
like
like
what?
20 pounds. No, no, what is the
I
conversion?
mean, I was getting ready to say it's got to be like I thought it was double, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
kilograms, like
it's
you
a,
double it or something like that.
yeah, let's just say 15 pounds. 15 pounds of weight. But what is that?
I mean,
Like
that's a lot.
1.5
That is a lot.
seconds? What does it equate to, Lewis? Hamilton said it on an interview one time, like 1 kilogram equals like what, a tenth of a second a lap over the entire race distance or something like that. Um,
That's fair.
yeah, so it could be a major performance boost for Red Bull this upcoming weekend, and like you kind of mentioned, they're usually pretty good at Austria.
Oh yeah, they're going to bring their A game. Max has already debuted the orange helmet that he's going to run for his home tracks of
Three home
Austria,
tracks.
Belgium, and yeah, his three home tracks: Austria, Belgium, and the Dutch Grand Prix. Even though, like, yeah, I mean, because Red Bull's a home track. He was born in Belgium, but he's a Dutch driver, so I mean, he's ready. The Lion's ready. He's going to do this.
That's funny.
Isaac Hadjar, on the other hand, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I want to say he's still going to be a top five, but this is going to be a track kind of like Australia, where there's not a lot of harvesting areas in Austria. You're in the mountains, but there's no harvesting areas around this track. It is your foot down, your throttle down for a good part of this lap. So it's going
Hmm.
to be who can harvest your battery the best, and what team can bring that to the what team could show uh, what battery power they can harvest and how big their deploy is.
Yeah, definitely. Another team, again, I'm bringing up Ferrari again, in Kill Omen's video, but Ferrari also, because they had one of the weaker power units when all the teams were evaluated recently, somehow, even though they've been pretty competitive, they gained about 15 horsepower with some of their upgrades going into Austria. Again, I don't know what that equates to on track, 15 horsepower, but that is quite a jump, honestly, to gain from one race to another. I think they're also doing some other upgrades to the car. That was just the one that jumped out at me. But I don't know how Ferrari's not the favorite going into Austria, just with the Mercedes battling those DNFs, battling in dirty air, and Ferrari has been, Lewis specifically, extremely consistent and competitive this season. So I'm kind of looking at Ferrari to be pretty good here as well. Again, I was kind of surprised when Lewis wasn't the favorite to win this race. Kimi is still the favorite to win, and Mercedes, but they haven't been looking too great as of recently.
No, 100%. I think it's Ferrari's race to shine. They're getting off these starts relatively well. Both Mercedes tend to be kind of off on the restart. So it's going to be who gets a good start and who stays out in front. I think Ferrari's got that. And I think they're working their gremlins out and they're getting this race pace because they've been great on the start, but the race pace hasn't been great. In Spain, they seem to have a very good race pace. Lewis was Lewis was up front for the majority of the race. Like it came down to strategy, but he did have that pace to stay out. So I honestly think it's Ferrari. I
Ye-
mean, besides Kimi and George for the like Mercedes house team, I mean, I don't see McLaren showing much. Um, I don't see them showing much for this race. I think it's gonna be a Ferrari Mercedes duel to the death.
Yeah. And yeah, like going back to Spain, I know a couple other drivers, I think, or maybe some other team members had mentioned that, yeah, even without the safety car and all that stuff, it still kind of looked like Lewis, just on pace alone, was going to win that race. So it kind of maybe seems like Ferrari has unlocked something in that car, even with the upgrade going into Austria. So, no, Lewis is definitely my favorite to win, but we'll get into that very soon.
Oh, for sure. Well, I guess that's kind of all I had for going into Austria right now.
Yeah, it's
Should we get
early.
into your gambling corner?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, not too much to say on Austria. Like, we are recording a day early, so I don't even know if the drivers have started the week there yet. They usually do that on Thursday, so just not a whole
Yeah,
lot of
probably
stuff
not.
coming out yet. Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, no, I was saying, yeah, probably not because we are recording on a Wednesday,
Hmm.
and Thursday is when the drivers normally arrive. They start doing all the press conference stuff, and we'll get our weekend warm up normally about midday on a Thursday.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'd say let's go into Kyle's gambling corner.
Going into the gambling corner, guys. I don't want to sound too excited, but I had that great weekend a couple weekends ago and have done nothing but lose ever since. So going into Spain, I had Kimi to win, which he DNF'd. So lost that one. I've been getting those price boost three drivers to finish in the top 10, and they've been just getting me because I lost another one. I had Pierre Gasly, Behrman, and Lawson all to finish in the top 10. Behrman DNF'd, so that did not hit. I am gonna have to retally my overall record this season because I've just been flooded with losses and haven't tallied it up in a while. But going into this upcoming week, I am gonna have Lewis to win. I want to get him at a little bit boosted odds. It's Lewis to win at plus 400. Like I said, he's the third highest odds to win the race. I think the sports book, is just trying to get people's money on Mercedes still. Even though I honestly think Lewis is the betting favorite to win. Let me just get my other bets here real quick. I believe I have Nico Hulkenberg also to finish in the points this race. Just with those Audi upgrades, I think he might be able to perform pretty well. And were we talking about earlier, Scott? Does he have any points this season quite yet?
Hulkenberg, no, zero.
No. So no, those will be his first points of the season at plus 450 or plus 125 odds. And then oh no, I did have Lewis to win again, so I bet him twice to win. Oh, that's my mistake. No, so yeah, just Lewis to win and then Nico Hulkenberg to finish in the points. Not too many bets, like I said. I've been losing a lot recently, so I'm trying to take the bets a little easy. And it is still early in the week, so I'm trying to get a little bit of a feel out for what's going to happen. No, so just Nico to finish in the points and Lewis to win.
Yeah, Nico definitely not getting any points is kind of wild this time of the year, but it is also a new team with Audi, new power unit, new new gearbox, new everything. So I could see Nico. This is a Nico track. If he's going to score points, I could see this being one of the tracks to do it.
Hmm. Actually, one more bet to throw in. I was also considering, I didn't do one last weekend either, but I have been getting the under cars to classify in the race, and there were a lot to finish last weekend, but I found the sweet spot around 18 and a half. So I'm honestly probably gonna throw a bet on that after we record. So you can add that to my bet as well. Probably under 18 and a half cars to finish. I don't know what the odds will be right now, but I'm gonna take under 18 and a half classified cars just because of the amount of DNFs we've had this season. Obviously, new regulations, just going back to it, but a lot of cars DNFing. So,
100%. You know, both Aston Martins will DNF.
that's two of
Minimum one Cadillac in a DNF.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's three right there. So all you need is just two random cars,
Yeah.
random wreck, random random malfunction. So yeah, I'd say that'd
Mm-hmm.
be a good bet indeed.
Mm-hmm. Now,
All right,
podium
so
picks?
now that let's get to our picks. Last week or last race actually, you were really off.
Yeah.
You were severely off, but I only got one correct. I had one of the podiums right, but I put him in the wrong spot. So I think we'll lead you. I think you should lead it off. Who do you have finishing last place?
Last place, I am gonna have Valtteri Bottas. He just hasn't performed very well in that Cadillac at all this season. Um, so no, Valtteri finishing last. Him and his mustache.
Jeez, do you just do you secretly work for Cadillac and you just hate Botas with a passion? You want him out of that seat so we can have Colton Hurd on that seat?
No, no, no.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
You hate the
no.
stash. You hate the ass pics randomly on the internet. Like, what is your hatred of Valtteri Bottas?
I'm secretly a
Ah,
Cadillac homer.
must be. Last place. I mean, you got to stick with what got you to the fight. I'm gonna say Lance Stroll. Like, just a shitty car, a shitty driver. I'm gonna stick with Lance Stroll finishing last place. Kyle, who do you have finishing bottom step of the podium?
Bottom step of the podium, I am gonna have Charles Leclerc. I know I was shitting on him earlier for his bad luck, but I think he's gonna finally turn it around and get some luck here in Austria.
Ooh, yeah, you were shitting on him pretty hard. Well, I mean, we both shit on him pretty hard. Like, he might as well drive for Aston Martin for the amount of times we shit on him.
Oh no, come
Uh,
on, things can't get that bad for him.
hmm. You know what? I'm actually gonna play it straight this week. Max Verstappen finishing bottom step of the podium. I think with this Red Bull home race here in Austria, I think they'll have that car running right. I don't think he'll be fighting for the lead, but he'll finish comfortably in the podium at number three.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. But I am gonna have him finishing one step higher on the podium in second. Max Verstappen, second step of the podium.
Interesting. Let me write that down because yes, I am old and I write these picks down. So second place for me, I'm gonna say Kimi Antonelli. I think he bounces back and finishes second. I think Mercedes is going to work the gremlins out of that power unit, and he will have a bounce back race finishing second. So Kyle, who's top step of the podium? Who do you have finishing first?
I'm gonna go with my bets and have Sir Lewis Hamilton finishing on the top step of the podium. No Mercedes this week for me.
You son of a bitch. You know what? I literally was going to say Lewis Hamilton too as well.
Do it.
I think he's got his groove. Unfortunately, he's what got him in that groove is possibly, banging Kim Kardashian. So, I mean, hey, to each his own. Like if that gets you going, like hey. Uh, so yeah, I was gonna say Lewis Hamilton too as well. Wow, that's
Fuck.
wild.
Yeah.
I did not have us picking this. I really thought you were gonna put Kimi Antonelli or George Russell first place. Not gonna lie.
No, I'm. Again, this could be just way off on my gut feeling, but I'm just not feeling Mercedes this weekend. Lewis is. He's just. It seems destined for him right now.
Hmm. You know what that means now. We both picked him. Now he's gonna like go out lap one.
He's gonna DNF.
We've put the Paddock talk curse on poor Lewis
Oh
Hamilton.
God.
I'm sorry, man. If this happens, like this cannot happen again. Like if
Yeah.
he wrecks out lap one, like we know there actually is a Paddock talk curse, and we will never do that again.
Yeah, he'll DNF lap one. There'll be a red flag for 45 minutes, and they'll do nothing but show Kim Kardashian on the screen for 45 minutes just to annoy us.
Yeah,
That would really
no,
be the
no,
Paddock Talk curse. Lewis
no, no,
DNFing
yeah, no,
lap
no,
one. Nah, nah, yeah, nah.
no, no, no. Yeah, true. It'd probably be like 43 minutes. They'd probably give us a Kardashian going, "Oh my God, like the car, the wheels, like they're not moving. Is that a good thing?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm on TV." Sorry,
No.
that was That was my horrible attempt at a Kim Kardashian impression.
I don't even know what
But
she sounds like.
I don't know either. Like, I just think of nails on a chalkboard when I think of her voice. Yeah, I just get her and Paris Hilton mixed up.
Oh, that's a name I
Do
haven't
you?
heard in a while.
Yeah, right. But do you have anything else to add, Kyle?
No, I do not. I think we've gone on long enough here, Scott.
Sorry, yeah, first show back in 2 weeks, and we're already probably over the 40-minute mark. Uh, but yeah, it's been another awesome show. Sorry again, we took a week off. We'll get back to these weekly shows eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Just life kind of gets in the way, and we're trying to do the best we can what we got.
Yep.
But I really appreciate everybody listening. Be sure to like us on YouTube. Comment, please. Hey, we'll take all the comments with a grain of salt. We're not going to tone down our language or our weird thoughts, but anything's better than nothing. Any comments better than nothing. Be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And yeah, be sure to download, listen to us, interact with us on Twitter, or I'm sorry, Instagram and Facebook on Paddock Talk. And I just thank you guys for listening. I've been Scott.
I've been Kyle.
I hope everybody enjoys the Austrian Grand Prix, and we'll be back with you next week.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Paddock Talk. Don't forget to like and share the episode and check out Paddock Talk on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Discord.